So for better or worse, we have to get kids to unlearn some things they've been taught. In the States, Pop Warner is coached by dads. Okay? Some of those dads are phenomenal teachers. They do an amazing job. They go out, they go to clinics, they research, they find answers, they put stuff in, it makes sense. It's empirically based. And then we got other dads that they're there because they want Johnny to play. And they don't teach him a damn thing. And it's give my son the ball right and give my son the ball left. I'm sure it's the same way in Canada, right? Every profession has good and bad, right? And it's always funny because people are shocked when I say that. And I'm like, are there good doctors? Are there bad doctors? Are there good lawyers? Are there bad lawyers? Of course there is. Well, there's good coaches and there's bad coaches. Okay, so it's realistic. Like, some coaches don't want to learn new things. They don't want to think outside the box. You guys do, right? That's why you're here. So we have to unlearn some of the past stuff and get it out of their mind. That's the hardest thing to do, is get quarterbacks to stop overthinking things that are not right to begin with, okay? RPOs, we have turned into a side adjust or a read play. And I'm going to tear that all apart and show it to you here in just a minute. We have created this mindset that our quarterback has to be a run threat, okay? We're done with the debate of is he dual threat. First thing we tell quarterbacks, if you're not dual threat, you need to find another hobby. I don't care if you think you're a runner or not, you better put on some weight, you better work on some speed development, and you better at least be able to fake it till you make it. If you're a statue, the DC is going to get to you. And he's going to pound you, and he's going to force you to make mistakes. You have to run enough to keep people honest. Now, the flip side's true. If he's a runner, he's got to throw the ball good enough to keep people honest. There's no such thing as I'm good at one thing. Not in the States, not anymore. Okay? If I can only do one thing, if a quarterback can only do one thing, I'm going to beat him. That's the way we look at it. He's got to be able to do both. Read progressions. He's got to understand it, but he's also got to know when to get out of it. We were just talking about this before lunch. We are deep to shallow to mid on our read progression. That's how we read things. But when the fullback is in the flat untouched every freaking play, screw all that. Throw it to the fullback. If your best receiver's at X and he's beating his guy every time, screw the read progression. Let's play catch. Okay? Sometimes you have to think outside the box. Game planning. We game plan, we say on Sundays is when we meet. But most of the work is done on Saturday, okay, on our own. Our quarterbacks, the kid that I just graduated, has started for 3 years for us. Been in the program 4 years. He has come to every Sunday staff meeting we have had for 4 years. We invite the quarterbacks. There's an hour frame in there where we tell the quarterbacks you're allowed to come to this part of the meeting. He has never missed one. He was at a passing league thing one time that he wanted a showcase thing on a Saturday. He flew back on Sunday for the staff meeting. His grandpa died in Texas. He went to the funeral and he flew back so he wouldn't miss film, okay, without his parents. Okay, it's that important to these kids because we make it that important to them. They have to understand the game plan. They have to understand the game like a coach understands it. Okay, that's the investment level we're putting into them. Film study and development. There's lots of periods of time of the year where we can't meet with kids. It's illegal. I know talking to Coach last night or this morning, he was telling me there's long stretches you can't meet with kids. Can they watch YouTube? Can they watch a video that you film? Can they watch game film? Can you get on a whiteboard and draw stuff up, videotape it, and send it to them? There's lots of ways for them to get better. If you're willing to put in the time and you're willing to think outside the box, then you can get them better. But you got to do all those things. That YouTube channel, first thing I did, all of our starters, I said, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Watch it. When I put a video up, watch it. You should know what it is. It's you, right? Like, watch it, okay? There's lots of ways to help them get better. They need to watch film. We track how much film they watch. We give them homework assignments. We can meet with our quarterbacks because we have a football period. And we bring them in and we watch film all off season long. We watch them, make them watch their mistakes, make them watch their successes, everything. Off the field leadership. We make our quarterbacks do community service and we make them lead it. We make them take a group of kids out and do community service projects because it teaches them what? You're not a prima donna, okay? If you want to be a leader, you better be able to serve. That's what we tell our kids, okay? And we get literally and figuratively biblical with it. I'm like, Christ came to serve, not to lead, Let's make sure we understand that, okay? So we tell our quarterbacks, yeah, like we had an old man in our town. His wife's passed away. Cats everywhere. Place is nasty. My quarterback and I are scraping up dead cats out of this guy's yard and putting them in boxes and mowing weeds that are that high. Well, that ain't much fun. But you got to do those things. You got to do the nasty things. Because if you don't do the nasty things, you don't get to be the guy on Friday night. Because I'm not trusting you with my job. And I understand things are different in Canada than they are in the States. I teach. I coach football. If I lose, they don't want to employ me anymore. All right? And it depends on what state. You're in Georgia, you're in Texas, they by God mean it. If you have one bad year, adios. Now, I'm in Idaho, so they don't take it quite that serious. But they're not going to keep you around if you're not successful. So if I'm going to put the keys to our car in that kid's hands, I need to know its character. And we need to work on that. They have to be able to take failure and success and criticism in stride. Our guy gets his ass chewed when he screws up, but he gets praised when he does right. He's got to be able to handle both ends of the spectrum, okay? Where I knew that kid that you were watching on film earlier was our guy. His sophomore year, he came out, he started, fumbled the ball. Now, he started his first game and won it. We were 1-0. Go in, he fumbles the ball. We talk about it, talk about what the mistake was. I said, that's it. That was your warning. Don't fumble again. We get about 2 series into the game. He gets hit. He fumbles the ball. I mean, I am melting his face mask, chewing his ass as he gets to the sideline. And I said, now take your shit off and go sit over there and stay the hell away from me for the rest of the night. You ain't playing again. We put the backup in and we gritted out a 3-point win. First kid at Sunday film. First kid on the field on Monday. Ready to go. Lost his starting spot. Had to watch the backup start for 2 weeks. Never said a word, never bitched, didn't get no text from mom, didn't get no text from dad, didn't get no why am I not starting. By God, you know why you're not starting. 2 weeks later, he gets the spot back. Fast forward to his junior year. We lost our first game. Okay, then we won 9 of the next 10. He throws an interception. And I'm just blasting his ass because it don't change. There ain't no growth mindset on my anger, right? I'm still chewing his ass. He pushes this, now he's a junior. Pushes his helmet back and he goes, because he's taller than me, he pats me on the back and he goes, hey, I got it. I'll take care of it. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I got you. I'm like, you little son of a bitch. What do you mean you got me? He threw it to the freaking corner. He's like, I got it. It's all good. I know what I did wrong. I'll fix it. We're fine. I said, well, we better be fine. Pulls his helmet down. We get the ball back. Leads 3 fourth quarter 80-yard touchdown drives. Converts 4 fourth downs. And brings us back and beats the number 1 team in the state. And when the game got over, I said, by God, son, welcome to the party. Now you got it. Because you can take an ass chewing and then take it out to the field and have success. It's all the same thing. He ain't fist pumping and strutting his stuff when he scored. And he ain't all down in the doldrums looking for a best friend when he loses. It's the same thing. It's the same job, right? You got to learn how to be and learn how to be good. Because what I tell them is, that's called being a man. Okay, now everybody's got their little feng shui interpretation of how we should teach boys to be men. But my understanding was, my dad worked in a meat packing plant. And when he came home from work and I had done wrong, I got my ass whipped. And there wasn't no conversation about it. It was, you're wrong, you're going to probably take an ass whipping, and then you're going to go sit in your room, and I'm going to make your life miserable, and you're going to wash my truck. I love you, but you're taking an ass whipping for this. Because that's the way life is. That's what manhood is. And that's how I learned. So to me, not much has changed. You want to learn to win? You better learn how to fail. Because we all know, right? We're all adults. We got businesses, we got jobs, we got families. We know there's a hell of a lot of days you ain't going to win. There's a hell of a lot of days you get to 5 o'clock and you're like, oh my God, thank God that's over. Whew. Made it through. But you got to survive those days, right? You got to deal with those days. If you can't deal with those days, you can't deal with championships. You can't handle all that stress. Okay? Go on to the next one, Coach.